Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Along This Spiritual Journey. So, what makes you an expert is not a degree. Hear me out. I found that when people go into any aspect of wanting to take what they love and know to the next level, they get what we all talk about imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is literally feeling like your work is not good enough to be presented to the public as something that is worthy of a major corporation that's able to have a marketing company, a branding company, and all these different other attributes that they can contribute to the packaging and branding of how they deliver their message. But it doesn't mean that that message is quality. Okay? This is the part of misunderstanding when people feel that they know something and they have a passion for that. If they don't follow the traditional pathway, that means that they're not worthy of the title. And this I do not believe in. I do believe that certain modalities require you to go to school and have a certain amount of level of didactic training that you need in order to do the physical hands-on work that is necessary to complete the task. That is then where the whole byproduct is a degree and certification. But again, there's still people within those programs, they understand how to memorize the information, but they don't know how to apply it. So, this is why I say having a degree does not necessarily mean you understand. And I'm not putting down people who have degrees. I have degrees, I have certifications. But through this process, I've learned that my knowledge of knowing myself and how I express information and how I love to focus on a certain topic is what makes me the expert. Many people talk about the path and purpose and function. And what do you wake up every day and do easily and not think about? It takes time to follow that path, but it's like building blocks. It's understanding that this little thing adds up to this little thing, and this little thing adds up to this thing. This is why applications and or more so resumes are meant to be impressive, because it's showing a timeline and a stamp of all the places you've been, and that type of experience, how does it now accumulate to who you are? Because we're all melting pots of information. So just because you say, well, I only worked at a laundromat, and then I worked at a fast food restaurant, and then I got a job at corporate. Okay, well, laundromat, you understand how to do labor as well as you understand how to do customer service. In the food industry, you learn how to be organized, you learn how to be on time, which gave you discipline. And now this corporate job is giving you the comfort of being able to sit back and realize now I can use my mind more so than my body to now make my moves because I've already been there, done that. I know what to do now. You understand? Every beginner entry level will be the laborious labor work of putting all the pieces together and gathering information and sorting it and putting it into a space that now makes understand and filing it away and keeping it safe and organized until you need it, because the things you think you need now you might not need until later. And so you have to be disciplined in self to know that, okay, this information I'm retaining I'm going to end up using further down the line in my life or in my career or whatever that might be. This is why when you meet a professional who's in their field, you can tell who's a master and who's just intermediate, who's just entry level, who's just doing the bare minimum, because they're repeating to you what any book would say. They're repeating to you what Google or ChatGPT would say now, right? They're repeating to you anything that they can go find themselves. What makes an expert is when you can tell me a nuance or an inside trade that I would have never thought of, because you're emotionally in the trenches, and when you were going through that moment emotionally, you could connect that to your logic of how you feel, and that survival kicked in, and then you put it together with your knowledge, which makes that wisdom, and then you get out of that experience. This is what keeps making you a master of whatever you're doing. No matter what it is, you're going to keep learning along the process, and you're willing to learn along the process and not shut it down because you don't feel like you don't understand, or that you feel somebody else is doing it better, or that you feel like you're not at the right place where you're supposed to be. It always comes back to make sense. Same for me. I am a speaker. I do not do public speaking. That's never been something that I desire. But I have no idea if what I'm doing now here on TikTok and other social media platforms is leading up to that. What I do know is that I have a message, and that message is my purpose, and that purpose drives my function. which then allows me to then go study more, to go to school more, to get the certifications, to get the degrees, to then prove that to the physical world. But it's never really needed to the physical world as long as you put in the work. This is why I believe in documenting everything you do, because it shows your progression and where you are, and it also lets you know how much you've gained along the way that you have in your artillery belt, right? It's all about having that toolbox. You have to understand that life is about collecting tools, and then when you have a situation where you need that tool, because it's all about having it to utilize. When you understand that that toolbox is there for you to use and for you to understand, that's the part that where it helps you connect with spirit. That's the part that helps you connect with the bigger picture, where it's like, there's something I'm supposed to learn here. Because when you know that you want to learn, you go out of your way to learn. You find ways to bring that knowledge to you. You put yourself in situations that help you understand, oh my gosh, this is something that I could just do all day, any day, and not think about it. Like, I will start a project, most people don't. I didn't know it. I love editing. It is not something that I actually love doing, but I will do it for hours. I will forget to eat. I'll forget to drink. And that right there is a part of the passion. That means that I love the process of getting the final project. And I understand that the discipline and work it takes to sit through it is part of the journey. So I've learned to love the tedious part of when you're doing a project and it's just piece, but piece, but piece, but piece. Just to make a snippet of the hue, you're not even making the picture, you're just making the color of the picture, just a part of the picture. And then as you continue to build, you can see the whole picture come together. Like those paintings on here where people are like, trust the process, it's a sketch, and then it's a blotch, and then that blotch turns into this layer upon layer upon layer that creates this beautiful tapestry, that creates this beautiful image of, that's it. Now I get it. That is the tertiary perspective, because when you're in it from the logical point or the emotional point only, those are just you putting the puzzle pieces together. The logical part is trying to figure out what the picture is on the puzzle. And so how you let your emotions get to you by putting this puzzle together is going to determine if this puzzle gets finished, right? And so this is the whole point of life, is learning how to understand that we are all experts in something. I meet so many people and we start talking, and when they just find that little sweet spot to seep in or integrate their passion, they get excited and they can tell me every bit and part about this topic that I had no idea about, because we all are built differently. So remember, a degree is not bad. A degree is just saying that you put in the work, and I appreciate that. But learn how to put work into things that actually make you excited, things that you are already an expert in without someone giving you the degree. This is what manifestation is. This is what owning your vision means. You don't have to have the degree to be that thing, but you do have to have that degree to get employed, depending on what it is. So that's the part of that where you have to be okay with sitting still in this physical world while you are building your empire in the spiritual world. And that is what aligns your emotional to your logical, which then lets you become that expert mastered in your own reality. Understand? All right. Love ya. Mwah.